Shalom, Mr. First and foremost, everyone give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Al-Shah, Bashem, Kakadash, the bonds of the apostles, Nail Script Millstone, teach us his truth, peace, and blessings to the hope of Israel. Yahweh is the name of the Nephilim Chibu, Bashem is the name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the Megad's son. Background lesson, and action title, From Pets to People. And going to be going to another MOTB update. As you've seen, the infrastructure and foundation that these devils are laying out, all in order to usher in and bring about this beast system, which can be ran through that charagma, which is the RFID CHIP. But you see how they're slowly conditioning and preparing the people for it via these different apps like Amazon One, where you're able to pay and buy things by the way of scanning the palm of your hand. And you've seen other companies pretty much following suit, creating similar apps and doing similar things. You're also seeing Elon Musk, which is creating the Neuralink, which is the mark in the forehead. And you're also seeing similar companies, or companies, creating similar things to that of the Neuralink. And you already have people pretty much, taking already. I remember seeing this one video where this woman took, I believe it was a Neuralink, if not, something similar to that, where she's able to think of a sentence, and that sentence, she thought it would be pretty much, translated on screen. You would see it pop up. So you've seen the steps that are being taken. And, I thought of this title, From Pets to People, because you see how, people will CHIP their dogs, their cats, how people will brand cows. Why do they do that? To go so they have ownership over them. And really, this is what this devil is wanting to do to you. But this is, going straight over our people's heads, because they only see the benefits in it. The convenience. I don't have to carry my phone anymore. I don't carry my wallet, because everything is going to be within that CHIP, that charagma. And many people are going to fall for the temptation, the deceits, the signs and lying wonders, because they will be performing miracles, on left hand side through their technology. That's why you're going to have many people be deceived and tempted, to take it and hopping on board. But just a quick article, kind of going to the point I was making. It says Gartner hopes public micro CHIP scanner reunites lost pets with owners, and says how does it work. But that main point is going to how you have people just CHIPing, their pets, their animals, and probably an example how people will brand cows, just go so they have ownership over them. And once this is what this devil is wanting to do to you. And you also see many articles, which I remember making a lesson going to a while back. When the Elon Musk was beginning, these tests, these experiments on these animals, specifically done with these monkeys. And an article come out where you had, tons of those monkeys ended up dead from those experiments that they performed. So you can imagine the terrible things that they did. We're speaking of Esau Edom here. So obviously, nothing good will come from this micro CHIP, And I remember that article, disappearing. And then, it resurfaced again. I made another lesson going to it a while back. But there's another point I wanted to bring up. And this is what they're wanting to put into your body. So if they took out those animals, imagine what, they did to them. And what they're going to do to you. You just imagine all the wicked experiments this devils did. What can control it, what can shut off its brain, what can kill it the fastest, whatever the case may be. And I really been in his article, is nothing like, not much, get from it, but I just wanted to, make a point out of it. Now, say public pet microchip scanning station believed to be the first of its kind, and you can also make another point out of that. Dealing with these lockdowns, this devil holding checkpoints to where you need to show if you have you have that charagma to be able to enter a city, to go to a different state, to travel, to go to your job, because that's what it's ultimately leading up to, And as the Gartner Police Department installed the scan device inside a portable station last week in the parking lot at the head of popular Gartner Greenway, Trail East Madison Street. Do I have two of these articles? I have two of them. But I wanted to get this right here. Is Revelation 13:16 through 17, which is one of the scriptures you should know by now already. This is especially a heavy end time prophecy. Now it says, and he called both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads, And when you go into that word mark in the Greek, goes into the word, charagma, which goes into etch, scratch, showing you that it's a physical mark. Which we can actually get real quick. Let's see, it's like it's blue. It's blue letter. And this right here, charagma.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
Now this is right here, stamp as a badge of servitude. See if I can find what I wanted. Imprinted mark. Oh, it's right there. I skipped over it. So lucky. This is a scratch or etching. So showing you this thing is a physical, mark. Even like there's like camps pushing to promote it as a spiritual mark. When that's completely not the case. And that just goes to show that these guys sold out. They took the bag. Let's read on top one more time. They caused all both small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Y'all see y'all seen Elon Musk, what's in creating Neuralink, the mark on the forehead. Companies, pretty much following in suit, creating similar things. Verse 17, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, and very soon you won't be able to live a so-called normal life without this thing. This is exactly why you get that many people falling, and cracking under that pressure that this devil's going to apply. Because you need to have it to go to your job, to pay bills, put food on the table, to do anything. To travel. I brought the point, having to be holding checkpoints. Now, the 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Get the King James. Now, as it says, Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So, we see, right through this devil and what he's ultimately trying to do. Seeing, these VR headsets, which I believe was it an Apple Pro or something. You had people walking in the streets with it on. So just going to show the steps that are being taken, the route that these devils are going. And you all see all the promises they're making that you won't need to carry your phone, your wallet, your laptop. It's all going to be in your brain or in your hand. Able to see holograms and listen to music within your brain. And Jake is heavily onto that right there. Listen to music in your brain. I remember when that was first, said. You had Jake all over that. They were excited for it. And you best believe Jake's going to be lining up to take this thing, man. And we're wanting you to spend probably how Bashim Shai to stay far away from it. And I said, like Saint Advantage, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So, we see what's going on. The reason why you're seeing everything moving towards a digitized system. A digitized route, especially dealing with the dollar, collapsing as we speak. Losing it daily. So people are going to be looking for something bigger, something better. For a solution. And that's going to be this digitized system, this beast system. The 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 9, now says, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. At that point, you're going to be performing these miracles, on left hand side. And you have maybe be deceived and tempted into taking it. Seeing these high risk surgeries, and they're seeing, this MOTB being put into place, and seeing it working out a lot better than working these low percentage chance of working surgeries. You best believe people be lining up to take this. I remember seeing this. One dude pretty much said he had cheats, in a game. Pretty much has aimbot. So you best believe people will be lining up to take that. I wish this, especially just done with these miracles and performing through this technology, people will be lining up, and especially when their livelihood is put on the line, because you're gonna have this that will be tight in that group once again. Now this is Matthew chapter 24 verse 24. As for there shall rise false anointed and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible they should deceive the very elect. But it's impossible to deceive the Lord's elect, as is read in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, how, let Satan should advance, we're not ignorant of his devices, we're not ignorant of them, because we ultimately see what this devil is playing at, man, and what this is ultimately leading up to. Because you're seeing the conditioning, you're seeing the foundation being laid out. As Revelation chapter 2, verse 10, I said, fear none of the things thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast you into prison, so everyone will be persecuted and be hated, or be demonized for not taking this thing. For example, you saw back in 2020 dealing with the Jews. You had a bunch of these guys want people to be fined, jailed for not taking this thing. So imagine when it comes to the MOTB, especially when it's mandated. It says, the devil shall cast him into prison that he may be tried. You shall have tribulation 10 days, going to a certain period of time. And I said, be thou faithful unto death, and I'll give thee a crown of life. So there's a reward and prize at the end of that finish line. There's a Revelation chapter 3, verse 10, called in scripture. Now it says, because thou hast kept one of my patience, I also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Was that our temptation? Be mainly when the MOTB is presented in front of us. And those that keep the faith, the Lord's going to give us the strength, the spirit, in order to deny that charagma. To not bow down to this beast system. And those will wear that number. Those will. To stand stiffly and boldly for Yahweh Shema Shah. But that's the point right there. Just wanted to make a lesson, going to this article. I thought I have a point. And I just got, whatever kind of, just dealing with this pet C-hip scanner and what's in the next stage and, what this ultimately going to lead up to. That C-hip being, put into people, As I, brought up that point in the beginning lesson, but don't want to drag the lesson. The point was made. I do want to close out and give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Al Shah, Bashem, Karkadash, Shalom, peace, the Lord's will.